Welcome to my channel, the place where we uncover the hidden power inside your thoughts. Here, every story opens a new door to your mind's true potential. Let's move toward the story. Close your eyes. Go on, just for a second. Block out the light, the noise, the world. Now, place your hand on your forehead. Feel that solid curve of bone, the gentle warmth of skin. You are touching the container for the most complex object we have yet discovered in the entire cosmos. This is not just an organ. This is the silent architect of your entire existence. The master storyteller weaving the epic saga of you, and the fragile, fertile ground from which all health or disease will grow. This is the fundamental, unbreakable law of your being, your brain, your health. They are not two separate entities, one thinking and the other feeling. They are a single flowing river, and the mind is the spring from which the body's health emerges. The alchemist of feeling. Think of the last time a memory ambushed you. The sudden, vivid scent of a perfume that spun you back a decade to your grandmother's embrace. That wasn't just a recollection, it was a full sensory resurrection. Your brain, that master alchemist, didn't just retrieve a fact, it reconstructed a universe. It fired a specific sequence of neurons, released a precise cocktail of neurotransmitters. A splash of dopamine for pleasure, a hint of oxytocin for bonding. And for a breathtaking moment, the past was not past. It was now. It was real. This is the brain's primary magic. It translates the cold, objective data of the world into the rich, subjective experience of your life. The gut-wrenching ache of heartbreak is not a metaphor. It is a literal physical map your brain draws, connecting the emotional center, the limbic system, to the regions that process physical pain. When you feel that crushing sensation in your chest, your brain is sounding an alarm so profound that your body cannot help but listen. Conversely, the effortless flow you find when lost in a task you love, when the painter forgets the brush, the writer forgets the pen, and the musician becomes the music. That is your brain operating in a state of perfect, harmonious integration. The prefrontal cortex, the CEO, quietens its constant critique. The default mode network, the mind wanderer, switches off its chatter, and the rest of the brain sinks into a symphony of pure creation. Time melts away because the brain has temporarily dismantled its chief timekeeper, the sculptor of your reality. But here lies the most profound secret, the one that holds the key to your health. You are not merely a passive audience to this neural performance. You are the co-director, the chief sculptor. Every single thought you think is a physical event. It is a whisper of electricity traveling along a neural pathway, a pathway that becomes more defined, more easily traveled, with each repeated thought. When you dwell on a worry, you are not just thinking. You are a gardener, planting a seed of anxiety and watering it with your attention. With each repetition, you are not just walking down a path. You are carving a deep, well-worn gorge in the wet cement of your mind. The next time a stressor appears, your brain, an organ of magnificent efficiency, will look for the fastest route and choose that deep, familiar gorge of anxiety. This is the neural basis of habit, both good and bad. Now extend this principle. When you wake up and immediately scroll through a feed filled with bad news and social comparison, what paths are you deepening? You are strengthening the neural circuits for fear, for inadequacy, for a sense of threat. And your body responds accordingly. It initiates the stress response. Cortisol floods your system, your heart rate increases, your digestion halts, and your immune system is suppressed. This is not all in your head. This is your brain, following the deep path you carved, instructing your body to prepare for a fight that isn't physically there. Chronic stress, therefore, is a literal acid wash over your hippocampus, the seat of memory, and a constant burden on your cardiovascular system. But the flip side is your salvation. When you consciously choose gratitude, when you pause to truly savor the warmth of your coffee, or the sound of a child's laughter, you are blazing a new trail. You are sending out explorers into uncharted neural territory. When you learn a new word, a new skill, or dare to be a beginner at the piano, you are not just acquiring knowledge. You are forging new connections, building new bridges between brain cells. This act of neurogenesis and synaptic pruning is the physical basis of growth and resilience. The garden of the mind. Think of your brain, then, as a vast and fertile garden, a breathtaking, wild, and constantly evolving ecosystem. Your attention is the sun and the rain. What you focus on grows. Plant seeds of fear, of resentment, of "I can't," and you will cultivate a landscape of thorns and weeds. The weeds of anxiety will choke your vitality. The thorns of negativity will make every interaction painful. This garden will then produce a harvest of poor health, inflammation, fatigue, a weakened immune system. But plant seeds of curiosity, of compassion, of what if, and you cultivate a landscape of profound resilience. You grow the sturdy oaks of patience, the blooming flowers of joy, and the deep, strong roots of self-worth. This garden's harvest is vitality. It is a robust immune response, a healthy heart, a balanced hormonal system, and a sense of vibrant well-being. A positive outlook, science shows, is not just a fuzzy feeling. It triggers a boost of endorphins, serotonin, and dopamine. Your body's natural painkillers, mood stabilizers, and motivators that repair tissue, restore balance, and energize every cell, becoming the guardian of your gateway. So, what do you do with this magnificent, daunting responsibility? You become the guardian of your own gateway. You become the curator of your inner world. This is not about positive thinking. It is about conscious building. You start by listening, not to the noisy, repetitive, fear-based thoughts on the surface, the what-ifs and I should-haves. You learn to listen to the deep, quiet hum beneath, the intuition, the core values, the part of you that knows, without being told, what is nourishing and what is poisonous. You nourish this garden not with the endless, frantic scrolling of digital noise, but with intentional silence, with mindfulness, with walks in nature, where your brain can return to its oldest, most calming rhythms, the sound of wind, the sight of green, the feeling of earth underfoot. This isn't just poetic, it's neurological. Time in nature has been shown to lower cortisol, reduce activity in the prefrontal cortex, giving your inner critic a rest, and boost creative problem-solving. You feed it not with the processed junk of information and food that clogs its pathways, but with rich whole foods, the omega-3s that build strong cell membranes, the antioxidants that fight neural inflammation, the complex carbohydrates that provide steady, clean energy. You challenge it, not with the passive consumption of other people's stories on screens, but with the active, often awkward creation of your own. Learn a language. Your brain will physically grow new connections, solve a puzzle. Your brain will forge new problem-solving routes, play an instrument. Your brain will orchestrate a stunning dance between your motor, auditory, and visual cortices. Dare to be a beginner. In the struggle, growth is forged. And you must, above all, be gentle with it. This brain of yours has carried you through every triumph and every failure. Its memory banks hold the sting of every unkind word and the warm glow of every loving touch. It is a record keeper, a protector. Forgive it when it holds on to fear, for it is only trying to keep you safe based on its old maps. Thank it for its vigilance, and then, with conscious, deliberate effort, guide it back to safety, back to love, back to the present moment, the only place where it is not reacting to a remembered past or a feared future, the only place where it can truly be healthy, free, and fully alive. Your brain is not a machine you own. It is a living, breathing, evolving ecosystem that is you. The thoughts you think today are the landscape you will walk through tomorrow. The memories you cherish are the monuments you build in your mind. The future you imagine and the feelings you cultivate are the blueprint your brain and body are already working, cell by cell, hormone by hormone, to manifest. So, pick up the pen. You are the author of your story. Tend the garden with care. You are its keeper. Raise the baton. You are the maestro of the symphony. This is your one and only magnificent mind. This is your command center, your universe, your health, your life. The choice of what you build there is, and has always been, yours.